What up, guys? Make it not get tacked in here. Got about 30 seconds left for this candle here. Let's see. Add-in is going to be at 13. Then 18. How's everyone doing this evening? Shoot, that thing is at. Could be a lot bigger pullback than that. The next level up's all the way up at 13. I mean 54 if we break through this level here. Don't want to get in too much drawdown. Let me see my one page. We could hit the 27 all the way up to 42. So possibility to kind of get up there. I know. I didn't realize we were selling off this much till I got on just a few minutes ago. What's up, SD Stub? Yeah, pretty insane short. We're going to target the previous day lows down at 152. I will try a bounce down at the 150s for some reason if we get down there. But if this starts pushing back up here, it's probably going to get back up through here. Ooh, nice. I know I had my largest trade ever this morning, dude. We had a 150-point trade after that huge, all that consolidation this morning. We held that, we were in that trade, I think, for like 2 hours, man. Like, it just seemed like we were stuck in that thing forever. I mean, it's kind of like we're almost anticipating a big pullback here. I was hoping we would at least make it down to the previous day low before we started pulling back here. You're going long. Nothing wrong with the longs. I mean, I'm not sure how far we're going to go up. I mean, shoot. Almost all my trades have usually been long lately. If we can break through these 06s, we may get a push all the way up to 249 on the pullback. What we could do is pull fib and see where the 50% pullback is on this whole leg. That's all the way up to the 30. So could easily get it push up to the 30 here. But they said this could be the new low, push up to the 30, get another pullback, and this be the low for a little while. For us to probably get back long, the ES needs to recover the 75. We also took a big move in my funded futures today too. I think we had like multiple 100-point trades today. It was just insane. we broke the. Yeah, no kidding. Dude, look at this. Look at this Manzini freaking setup today, man. So me and Methodical we were both in this long today. We basically pushed up above our 75, 76 resistance, pull back, retested that level to the tick. I mean, you can see it's marked out perfectly, and it just went straight up. We ended up, like I said, we took a 100-point move off of this on the Nasdaq. So it was a pretty wild morning after we got through all that crazy whipsaw action this morning. So I know starting out this morning, every single trade was just getting stopped out on the runners. What's up, Fish Lips? Nice, dude. 600 points. Heck yeah, man. It's almost like I want to try a little bounce at that previous day low, see if I can get like 5 or 10 points off of that. Plus being at the whole number. What else is there? Maybe? We just hope this thing don't like fall through this thing. That's the only crappy part. We'll give a short leash on that thing. Oof. This is just looking for a little scalp play off that previous day low at 52 and the whole number. So kind of anticipating us to hit the 50 here. If we can get like a little 5-point with a little runner or something back up to 75. But if this thing starts knife falling through, I will only give it a few points. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. It should sweep those 150s, then pop back up 10, 15 points. So keep a very tight on this. What time is it? All right. We're nowhere near close to the top of the hour, so I would not do this at the top of the hour. We're kind of still about 20 minutes away. Sweet. I mean, we're already over $100 for the night, so I mean, we've already kind of got what we usually try to get in the evenings. We usually try to get over $100 and on our eval. I wish we didn't blow our eval a few weeks back, but we did on this damn nighttime account. But we're back up to $600 on this eval account. I really haven't been in a big hurry to pass these Bulinox accounts because I already got 6 funded with Bulinox and I only can trade 3 at one time until I get all of them over the threshold. And lately I've been kind of focused on my Lucif accounts. So I had like 2 funded with Lucif that we've been kind of just focused on lately. So I really need to focus on that one Bulinox account that we only need about $600 on it to get to the threshold, along with the 2 Lucif. That should be, I think that's what I'm gonna like really focus on starting next week, starting Monday. So, because I missed out on a week in May on my funded accounts because I wasn't at home. Come on, man. This thing couldn't. Why couldn't this sweep down here, hit the 50, then go back up to 81? Why's it got to do this now? Come on. Give us the 30 points after we sweep the 50. Hopefully feel back to normal on Monday too, man. I've had like a head cold this week. Triple bottom. I think this could possibly be our this could be our 33 push. I hope not. Fish lips, you still having to go into the office a little more lately? It was pretty good. We were green on everything today. We did really well on the evals. Not as much on the fundeds. I think we're up like 100 on one account and 50 on the other when it comes to our elusive fundeds. But these are just 25K elusive, so I only got to make $1,000 on each account. So that's kind of what I like about those accounts. But it's also very easy to destroy those accounts too. You can take out 50% of your winnings at 1,000. Yeah, we haven't really had any. I think we only really taken one loss this week, as far as like on the fundeds go, and that was on the Bulanox fundeds yesterday or the day before. I don't remember which day it was, and that was for like $129 on those accounts. I'm thinking maybe I'm only looking for a scalp play down here at SD. I'm not really looking for a big move back to the top side. I'm not saying it won't go back up to the top side, but we're just looking for a bounce off of the whole number. This is all that is, just a bounce off the whole number. I will also make sure I keep a better eye on the TikTok page tonight because, man, I lose track of my TikTok page and they keep closing that thing out on me. It happened today to me also. It was right at the end of the stream. Yeah, I'm not going to give this more than probably like 5 to 10 points. So $60 max if it's not like a fairly quick instant bounce off of the 50. We don't want this thing just to knife fall through this thing and get, just not going to let that happen. I mean, it should wick through it a little bit, but you would think that we'd get a little bounce. Like I wouldn't put the house on it. I wouldn't be over leveraging on it either. I mean, you got to think this is, man. See, this is the type of reaction that we're looking for. We're looking for like a 5 to 10, 15, 20 point move bounce. You just don't want it to knife fall through. Like we didn't want it to see that. Yeah, we wanted that. We want it just like that. Instant gratitude. Nice. Woo. Like an instant 30 points. Oh, goodness. It scared me when it wicked through there really fast. Though. I was like, oh, please don't knife fall through this. Nope, not going to get the push up. I thought we would get back above this 9 EMA here, but it doesn't look like we're going to. If we can get above the 80 here, 81, we should get a push back up to the 200s. What's up, Chris? How are you doing? We're on the 5-minute time frame. I think my chair sunk. I guess I didn't realize how far this chair had fallen. All right, who's going to win the battle on this next 5-minute candle? We are, what, 30 seconds away for a new 5-minute candle. Looks like our runner's going to get stopped out here. Oh, well. It looks like the fallen. It's all good. We kind of got what we wanted. We got our, like I said, quick 5-10 points out of that. I was hoping we would push back up to the 200s here off of that 50. Now, I would not take that a second time, so don't know what's going to happen. It went pretty good, I can. This morning was kind of like very choppy and rough, like no good follow through this morning. Yeah, I caught the big move after the chop this morning. I think I caught one of my largest trades ever as far as streaming goes. It was like, I think I caught like 150 points. I caught almost the whole move all the way up this morning. I think we had like multiple 100-point trades today. I had 150 after all that chop. And then we took the 75 retest off the ES on this big, nice pullback on the ES. We ended up getting in like at 64, and we ended up taking like, that was on the My Funded Future stream on that one. So, and those were some nice Manzini levels. Oh, you got out. You got out right before the run started. I almost did, because what happened is I actually shorted from 400, and I was like, no, let's see if I can. I DCA'd in into that trade. I was like, let me see if I can just add in a few more contracts, because I I was trying to hold off to see if we were going to bounce off the 75 on the ES, and we ended up having a nice bounce off the ES. And luckily we held it, because I almost got out of it myself. So what are they gonna do? Sell this thing off all night until not from payroll tomorrow? Is that what's gonna happen? Oh, you got 100 out of it and missed the 600 plus. I'll take that any day. It's okay. At least you got a piece of it. The worst is whenever you miss the whole trade and you got to sit there and watch it the whole time. Broadcom's AI trades? I don't know. What's the chances we stay above the... Oh, there was a pivot at 35. Man, I could have had another little nice bounce there. I missed that one. I wasn't paying attention. The pivot offered another 15, 20 points too, and I missed it. I didn't notice where the pivot was. Got about to have a new candle. Did we finally get a pullback here? Nope. Might just be in just a death sell-off all night long. Like I said, that's another pivot sitting there at 35 that we're bouncing off of, but we already hit it once, so there was no way to take this a second time. Like I said, I forgot to mark out this pivot. You can see we got a nice rejection off that pivot for another 15, 20 points. But it's hard to take that on the second hit. Does anybody have any idea where the end goal is tonight? I haven't even really looked to see where we could go. I mean, are we going back to 30,000s? Are they going to drive this thing down all night long just to pop it up for non-farm payroll in the morning? Nice pivot pop though. This next candle is going to be the top of the hour, so just be careful if you are in the whatever position you're in, long, short, whatever. Just know at the top of the hour we could get a pop one way or the other. You want this to break the higher. It's kind of like I want to enter it somewhere in here to try to see if we can get a cheap trade, but I don't know. I just don't know if this previous day low is going to hold. We're going to wait for the top of the hour here. We got a new candle coming in less than a minute. So just wait for the new candle here at 9 o'clock. And be careful if you are in the trade, especially like if you're in gold. Gold rips usually at this time. Ten seconds. Do we find resistance at the previous day low? You almost need to, if we're going to move back up higher, this candle has to break this. Kind of break the previous high here with this candle. Nope. Sounds good, Jonathan. We're just kind of patiently waiting to see what happens here. I don't know if we're going to stay under the previous day low or if we can break through this pivot or if we're finally going to have a pullback here. I kind of like to see a pullback. Finally, an English speaking guy. There should be tons of English speaking folks on YouTube, I would think. Look at that thing bounce right off of the. So line in the sand for shorts is going to be under the pivot and under the previous day close here. No, I don't know if it's just because of where I look. I don't usually come across the only people that I mean they speak English, but you know they'll have like European accents sometimes. But other than that, they look at the hourly candle going. I do sometimes. I haven't done it. Man, look at the nice wick into that previous day low. Remember, we usually never take trades on the first. I do have a Facebook thing, but I don't really ever put anything on there. I actually forget about Facebook. Man, it's almost like we should just go short and just leave it and see how far it goes. Does anybody got a target on the shorts down here? What's up, NQ? How are you doing tonight? If you could go back and give uh not really a lot of advice because even when I started out trading, I did it fairly cheap where I didn't really spend a lot of money. That's probably the one advice that I would always tell people is try to spend as little money as possible when you start out because that's the one thing that'll usually drive you away is just going crazy, either losing your cash account because you're new. I don't ever recommend cash accounts either, at least not for anybody that's new. So I only now feel like I'm comfortable now to possibly trade with the cash account, and that took 3 years. Not the greatest price action. I mean, we're moving, but it's super like wicky. I just don't want to get trapped in a short. That's the only thing that scares me here. I mainly just do it all based on levels, like just either pivots, previous highs and lows. In the nighttime, what I've been doing really, I mean, stupid, simple stuff, man, is if you look at these Rico candles, we constantly respect these Rico candle levels, like with these moving averages all night long. You ever see me just put a, a trade in a random place? Most of the time, it's coming from this. Most of the time, these things always get respected in the nighttime. I've been so used to longing for the last 2 months that it's so hard to take shorts. If this could break back above the previous day low, we may finally get a push. And we can always just kind of take a filler trade here and see if that previous day low will hold. I mean, I feel like we're due for a 50 EMA pullback. If we lose the pivot here, you may get the flush. I mean, we're still respecting that previous day low. Like, I want to jump in, but I'm scared I'm going to get caught in a short. You're a bit greedy. See, I'm scared as soon as I jump in on some of these like candles like this, it's just going to, if you jump in at the wrong moment, man, you're just going to end up with like a 10, 20, 30 point pullback and you're just going to sit through drawdown. It's just, it makes it so much more difficult to jump in on some of these moves. Well, where are you short from, SD? See if the pivot holds here. This is kind of where you like to see it push back up into that 35 level of the pivot. Then ES lost also another level. There's the pivot. No, I won't give this much room. If I don't feel like it's going to come back up 20, 30 points, we will close this. At least give me my first target. This way we can sit through drawdown if we have to. The 35, 36 is kind of the line in the sand here. For me. Because we're already up, what, I think 142 for the night. So we don't really want to be giving back all of our profit by holding drawdown. I'd rather just close my trade and just look for another entry. And the idea here is to hit this first target. This way I can still have my stop loss sitting above the pivot here, and it'll be a free trade still. All right, so that should be a free trade now. So I'm gonna take my stop loss right there at the top of that pivot at 36. So if it comes back up there and hits me with a stop out, it'll just be a break even trade. Push. Trust me, I missed a big portion of it too. We've caught in a little trades here and there between the. We started shorting up here around the 90s. I mean, we're still struggling just to get good follow through. What were you looking for, Jonathan? I'm not sure what the mid of the previous week is. I don't really have that marked out, so I couldn't tell you. Oh well, I wasn't sure either. I thought that we could possibly get a reversal too. I've been so long bullish for the last month and a half that it's so hard to take short sometimes. Yeah, I'm assuming they're just going to drive this down all night until non-farm payroll tomorrow morning. We ain't asking for much, just a few more points. Don't really want to let this come all the way back up. So we may close this. I'm not going to be a stickler for freaking 10 points on one contract. All right, we're just going to close it. It could get down there, but like I said, I don't want this thing to come all the way back up to the pivot or back up to retest the 30 level. So I don't want to come back up here. I'm sitting in drawdown and trying to add to it. So I'd rather just take what profit I have. Because we missed our target by like, what, 2-3 points? All right, we'll just have to sit around and be kind of patient for a little bit longer and wait and see if we get some kind of pullback here. We really haven't got any really clean pullbacks. All the pullbacks have been fairly ugly. I mean, look at some of these ugly 5-minute candles. I mean, you usually don't get a lot of big 5-minute candles like this in the nighttime. Previous day close, previous day highs also right there from, when was that, May 27th? Where did it hit the level and go all the way back up? Let's see. We still would have missed it by a little bit if I'd attempted that. Good thing we just got out. Oh, excuse me. SW, you still holding your short? Or did you take your profit? Are you going still and see if you can hold it down to the 93? Excuse me. You're holding for the 93? Nice, man. Oh, that was IBC holding to 93. Okay, I was thinking SW was holding to 93. Okay, sorry about that. It's looking pretty strong here, man. Dude, every single one of these clouds in the freaking 9 EMA is just, our 21 EMA is just holding up on every single pullback. Why the hell are you long on the ES, dude? What is the long here? Which I did not read Mazzini's newsletter, but what's the long level on the ES methodical? Oh, okay. Nice. Nice. There's your, man, I could have, like I said, I wasn't going to be super overly greedy and try to hold off for an extra 10 bucks or 20 bucks. You're waiting for the 49 sweep and recovery of 58. All right. Hopefully that'll happen. We're trying to push down to the 49s. We're about 4 points off, so we'll keep an eye on that one. So we'll look for the, we'll look for that 49 sweep on the ES and see if we get that recovery of the 58. Did you get the 93? I didn't even see if it hit the 93 or not. It had to get close, man. Let's see. Oh, yeah. All the way, dude. You hit 89. Nice. Dude. Who would have thunk it, man? We could have got another 100-point trade in the freaking Asia market. Yeah, I try to hit that $200 mark tonight. I'm at 180, so we didn't quite get our 200 bucks tonight. So we can hopefully find it. We can find another little trade somewhere. We should be able to break that 200 bucks tonight. Usually my goal is just to try to get 100 bucks tonight, you know, in these my eval, since it's just a 25K. We're right at 660. So there's not really anything for me to do here, so I have to kind of just sit on my hands for a few minutes. So we can wait for the ES to kind of pop those 49s to see what's going to happen here. So this is what we're looking for on the ES. So you got your 49. So we're looking for a sweep of 49 and a recovery of 58. So that is the ES play that we're looking for. What's up, Tim? How are you doing? We've been doing good. It's actually been a really great trading session this week. We only really had one loss this week. And that was unfortunately on the fundeds. On the one day we decided to copy trade 3 funded accounts. But other than that, it's been fairly good this week. So goodness, look at her go. We'll leave the ES charts over here for anybody trading the ES. All right, here comes our 59, our 49. Dude, who knows what's going to happen? This thing going to go all the way back down to the 38 or 25 low from last night. I wish I was here whenever the 75 got lost. To me, that's really the short spot up there. Because we took that big long off that 75, 76 earlier today. But man, when you lost that 75, that was definitely the short. I mean, this thing's just knife falling. All you can do is sit here and watch. Unless you just chasing and jumping in. I feel like if I try to jump in now, I'm just chasing. Heck yeah. No blown accounts is always a good week. So this what'll get you on some of these 5-minute candles here. You know, this is why I try not to chase these 5-minute candles, because of the big pullbacks we get. I mean, these are some pretty big candles for nighttime. I mean, we don't usually ever get 5-minute candles, you know, these, you know, this big. I mean, these are like 25-point wicks. I mean, this will just wreck you on a mini. One mini, I mean, that's like $500, $600 pullbacks. You would need almost 150K trade these large candles on minis. Man, it's like, do we just attempt the short off the 21 EMA? Because, I mean, we're pretty much been following this 28-1 EMA the whole time. But the one time that I do try it, it'll just rip my face back off to the top side. So we are finding resistance here at the 49 level. So this is where you need to start seeing it push back up and recover the 58s on the ES. Yeah, no, I saw that. Just swept the 49. Oh. Oh. Yeah, no doubt. Those are my favorite kind of longs, Wes, where you make a low, you pull back up, then have that second 50 to 60% pullback, and then go long. Yeah, definitely. That is definitely the safest way to do longs. So, especially in the nighttime, those are definitely is what I like to trade. Oh yeah, no doubt on that one. Rum Runner is yes, futures, just sell. That is actually some of my favorite way to trade in the nighttime. You know, I bring that up all the time, Wes. I like trading 50% pullbacks in the nighttime on Fib. I tried shorts earlier and just kept getting stopped out. I actually shut down and walked away. Is it because of the big pullbacks? Is that what was getting you? The big wicks? Oh my goodness. Oh man. I can't believe I'm already kind of feeling tired and it's not even, what time is it? It's 9:30. Uh, all right. Pretty much a free trade. We hit that first target, so. Futures only close for 1 hour a day. Look at Adam. Look at the Manzini holding our hands. This is really early to the long, guys. You really need to sweep the 58. You might get stuck here. Oh, don't reject there. Damn it. This may reject. It's right there at that final level. Okay, there it goes. All right. Nice candle dealer. Heck yeah. We had some nice big moves today, man. Big moves. All right. If ES recovers at 58, I will long again. So I did get in a little bit earlier, but the only reason why is because I see this type of setup all the time on the 5-minute chart, wherever you get this small body and this massive wick. And we were probably going to, we haven't had a 50 EMA touch on the Rico candles. So that was your 50 EMA touch. So you can kind of see that was our. So this is the only reason why I was targeting the 19 was because that's kind of at the bottom here of the 50 EMA, which is sitting at the 24. So you may get a pullback into the 100 levels here, or this thing could go all the way back down. Don't know. We were just trying to scalp, do another little 10, 20 point scalp. The long pop isn't until you probably break the 58s. We're on NinjaTrader as far as charts go. We're trading on the 5-minute charts. I'll put it in the chat real quick. That way it's easier to see. So we're trading on NinjaTrader, the 5 minutes on the MNQ. So I didn't read the Manzini's newsletter, but Methodical said, look for the 50-49 sweep with the recover of 58. But like I said, I did get in a little bit early. No. That did push us over the 200 for the night. We were at about 238. No, I'm not in a position. I longed the 100 level when we started pushing back up above 30,100 off of that previous 5-minute candle. But I only went for 20 points. So we're not in anything at the moment. If you're trading around the Adam Manzini levels, the 58 is recovery of the 58 with the sweep of the 49 is your long trigger. But I may even look for another long if we can get back above the pivot here, and or either that or back above the previous day low. The old me would already have entered long. No, there's nothing wrong with being patient, man. I'm a lot more patient on my funded accounts, but being on an evaluation, I try to, be a little bit more aggressive. I'd like to see this just barely print above our pivot here at 35. I don't know. I trade what? 3. I'm trading like 6 or 7 different funded accounts with 2 and 3 evals at the moment. So we're trading 2 my funded futures accounts, 4 Lucif accounts, and 4 Bulenox accounts. Said the funny number. But in the Asia market, I only trade on evals. And New York session is mostly funded accounts. Just a copy trader that I have on NinjaTrader. That I'm not sure if there was some kind of news. A lot of times we get like price action like this the day before non-farm payroll TikTok. What's the difference with the JMO? I'm not sure what you're asking. Or maybe I missed your first question. What do you mean what changed between those? Is it... Oh, are you talking about between Asia and New York session, Jonathan? Oh yeah, huge, big difference. You just don't have the volatility in the Asian market. I mean, yes, tonight we got volatility, but this is very rare. Usually we don't get price action like this. Most of the time we're stuck between like 30 and 40 points in the Asia market. Just mainly trading off support and resistance and pullbacks. Dang. If I knew I could have got 50 points out of this thing, I would have held. I just didn't want to hold it in case the ES couldn't recover the 58s. Usually I struggle more in the Asia market just because you have to be a lot more patient most days. Where in the New York session, you can be right and wrong at the same time and still get winning trades. That's about the biggest difference some days, because it's just whipping so fast. So, most of the days you jump in New York session, you can hit 10 points within like seconds. But, you know, it can also be the other way around. But, man, come on, the gold spammers. I haven't seen you guys all night long. I would probably be okay if they put stuff in the lobby, if they just put one message in there and walk away. But usually my lobby gets spammed with like 5 or 6. So we need the ES to recover 58. We're back at the previous day low. Especially if we recover this previous day low, man. I just feel like we might have the bottom. Yeah, pretty much Nasdaq only. It's the only market that I've been trading every day for like the almost 2.5 years. So I like the fact that I've watched this market so much that you just get used to pretty much all the same movement over and over, you know. Besides some of those whippy days that were new, especially with all the war news that we're having the last few months. But other than that, it's pretty much the same thing over and over. I do watch the S&P 500, but I don't take trades on it. So this smaller chart down here, this chart here is the ES. So that last long I took was basically off the ES. So we swept 49 on the ES. And now I'm kind of looking for a recovery of the 58. And I may even take a filler long here just to kind of see, kind of waiting to see what's going to happen at this pivot in the previous day low. I mean, if we can get a cheap trade, I would prefer to see a little pullback. We're going to the previous week low. Where's the previous week low at? I guess that's something I don't really have marked out. I like to see a little pullback here. Oh, man. Pull back. This would be yesterday's low here at the 52. I'd be all about big old pullback like that, man. You got it long at 123? Yeah, I think as long as your pivot and stuff holds up here, I like the longs that if you're in long. I'm looking for a long too. I'm just trying to make sure we don't get some kind of pullback. I just know we're at the previous day low and there's going to be quite a bit of resistance here. Check the negative twos. We got less than 1 minute before we get a new 5-minute candle. Now it would be nice if we can get a trade up to the VWAP there. I can. I'm hoping the 130s hold here. I don't really want us back below the 130s. This is kind of where you want to see a bounce. Just hit a 30-point rip there. Ah. Did we hold up? So if I gotten long a while ago, this would be kind of my line in the sand here at the 35, 36. Or, you know, somewhere between even 25. That was kind of a weird candle. Is that like a top of the hour or something? Why did we get that? That was kind of weird. That thing was like instant. Holy goodness. Got some shenanigans going on. See if I can get 5 points here. Then we'll keep our 10 points of drawdown for a free trade. 52 is the line in the sand. So if it comes back below 52, we'll just close it. I'm not even going to be greedy. What is, if I can get just 20 points, I'm okay with that. Let me see where the ES is at, because I was going along with the ES if we recovered the 58s. A lot of times what I've been doing in the nighttime, Devin, I'm only looking for 5 points on those first few contracts and try to make all my profit off the runners. And this way I can still sit 10 points in drawdown and still be a free trade. So we're up almost 300 bucks tonight, just trading just a few micros. No, we just hit, oh man, dude. 71's like a key level here for myself. Do we get through the 71s? Ooh, it might reject here at the 71s. Push. New 5-minute candle. Where could we pull back to? 60, maybe? Come on, get through there. That's 71. Holy crap. It got stuck. Okay, there it goes. I kind of wanted to hold to that VWAP up there at 17, but I was just like, eh. So we had the pivot previous day low that you could have used for resistance, for support. And if you can just get a trade as close as you can to some of these support levels, and this way you can get cheap trades just to make sure those levels are going to hold. What's up, BB Runner? What's crazy, man, is my original long here, because I wasn't trying to hold for big moves. I was actually long down at 30,099. Dude, I have no idea, man. I mean, heck, we could come back down. I don't really, if we're going to be following, dude, this is the long setup here for the ES. So this is the long trigger, recover, sweep of the 49, recover the 58. That is the long trigger for the ES. Look, swept the 49, recovered the 58. Look at Mr. Adam paying the bills. Dun, dun. Let's see if he put it on the Twitter. Come on. Where is he at? Let's see here. I was looking for maybe in the newsletter. Might have been in the newsletter. I didn't look at the newsletter. That's just what Methodical told me. Nice, Tim. I don't know, man. I've already gotten long twice. I'm just not holding. I'm just looking for 20 points. No, they're just his levels. So all these levels that you see on my chart are Adam Manzini levels. Kind of like to see the 58, 59 hold up here. He releases a daily newsletter. What time is it? Shoot, I don't even know if I want to take another entry. You're long from 138. Oh, dude, that's a nice long there. I like that long off 38 because that's right above the pivot. Thank you, Hector. On the ES, I took the 55 with also, let's see what happens. I can bring that ES chart back over. You just need to make sure that 58, 59 kind of holds up here. Or have a pullback into this here. Let's see. Oh, you did it with just one micro? Nice. Oh, you're thinking we pull back up to the previous day close? Let me see if I see where the previous day close is at. I usually have that marked out. Okay, so you're thinking maybe we go back up to the 400s here for the previous day close, or 500s? Nice. Yeah, the difference between probably mine and yours is mine labels the what do you want to call it? The 5 o'clock close? Wait, yeah, 5 o'clock close, where that 511 is probably the 4 o'clock close. I wish there was a way to change the time on this indicator that I have these on here, but there's no way to adjust the time. So it just does the close at the end of the day, which is usually 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. That last, after hours trading. Nice, man. Everybody seems like they're, oh, look at the 58, 59 held. Nice. What's the name of the indicator? I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. It's like automatic levels. It just marks out the previous. It marks out the previous day close, the current open, current day mid, previous day low. What is that called? It's like automatic level indicator or something like that on NinjaTrader. But I think you can go to Trading View and it should mark out, it should put something there like highs, lows, open, and low or something like that. Like there's an abbreviation for it under Trading View. I can look on NinjaTrader real quick and see if there's something on here. I know the indicator that I use is not something that's part of NinjaTrader. So it's part of the SPY money indicators. So it's one of SPY money indicators. But I think there's another indicator on NinjaTrader that'll allow you to do that. But I just can't remember what it's under. Where it's like it has the opening, close, and stuff like that on there. Or it may be part of the paid indicators with them. Okay, it is. I guess you have to, for me, I would have to buy those with the, looks like Apex, because it's the opening, high, low, and close. So I think it's OHLC. Well, here's one. Current day, open, close, and low. Let me see what this one looks like. I have no idea what that is. Oh, I guess it's marking out the lows. I couldn't use that. That drives me nuts. I guess because every time it makes a low, it just follows it. I couldn't do that one. You might be able to get rid of, if you could get rid of the line, it wouldn't be too bad, but I couldn't deal with that. It doesn't. That's too much. Let's see. I don't know. It's like, is there a way to take that off? I don't know. We're not gonna leave that on there though, because that's pretty wild. I'll look through here one more time and see if I see one. I'm not sure what OVV or OBV stands for either. Oh. It's a on balance volume indicator. I'm not really sure what that does. Oh, yeah, I don't like that kind of stuff at the bottom. That's just too much for me. I don't know. But if you go to the Discord, let's see, I'll put the link in the Discord if you just want to upload those to your NinjaTrader. Are you using NinjaTrader, Harry? So if you go to the Discord and go to indicators and just download the SPY money indicators, it's in there. Then once you go to indicators, click on the SPY money indicator, then just scroll down and it's the automatic, I want to say it's either the zone, well, I can look, where is it at? It's the automatic levels. Level, yeah, automatic levels. And then I just kind of just mess with them where I write out the whole word instead of the abbreviation. And then you can change it to whatever color you want. You can just specialize it to wherever, how you like to see it on the chart. Oh, you use Tradeovate? Oh, okay. All right, so this is going to be the top of the hour. It says try the following. You get the indicators that show you those are just like your opening, close, and low indicator. That's all that is. Nice, Ed. Dude, I almost want a long again, but I don't want a long again. Ugh. Let's see, what is that? Uh-oh. I'm not going long no more. I've already kind of longed at least twice up through here. The long setup was the sweep of 49, recovery of 58. if you're trading off of the ES, you can see it played out perfectly for the ES. And it's not like I came up with that. That's strictly the Adam Manzini newsletter. That is something Methodical Man put in the lobby a while ago because he was already long. And if you want, if you like Adam Manzini level stuff, he's got a Twitter page where he puts that stuff on Twitter. Then if you want the more information, he also sells a newsletter because it's a paid newsletter. Oh, you bought the 100? Crazy wild. How many points did you take off of that, Harry? Are you still long? Are you still holding all 100 something points? Dude, I didn't think we were going to go up 120 points. If I did, I probably would have held with you, but I was cool with just taking my little 40 points worth of trading, so I'm cool with that. We don't hardly ever make 300 bucks in the nighttime, or eval money, I guess, paper money. This is some pretty good movement for the Asia market, guys. We usually don't get this type of movement. Oh, you just bought and sold right away? Come on, man. You gotta do better than that. You can't let the paper hands get you. The paper hands. Y'all, you guys also have to be careful with like some of the trades that I take. You got to think I'm not over leveraged, so I can withstand drawdown. So, you know, I think that's the main difference with everybody you watch online is definitely how many contracts you're going in with. So, because I can probably withstand 30 points of drawdown that I'm willing to take to try to maybe get a little bit better entry. But, you know, if you're going in with minis, when you're going in with minis, you almost have to be perfect. And it's really tough to do that. So it's tough going in with minis. I mean, there's those nights where it goes really well and it's like an instant 5 or 10 points or whatever, but minis will just wreck me. And you got to think, I'm trading with 25K accounts, which is only $1,500 of drawdown. And that's not very much with a mini. That's what, 75 points. Yeah, see, 50K, I could see a mini with a 150K. I would probably use at least 10 micros. That way I can scale down as I'm trading. If I was trading 150K, that's probably what I would do. I would use a mini and scale down. That cross is just a VWAP trade. It's really hard to, I feel like if I was going to enter here, it would be after this small red candle. I don't know if I would, I never take longs into whole numbers. So, you know, you kind of have to do that at your own risk. Because I don't really know how high this is going to go before it pulls back. I just know I never take longs into whole numbers. And the whole numbers I never take longs into is like the 200 or the 100 level, the 25, the 50, the 75, and so on. So I trade in between whole numbers. If you guys ever notice how I take my entries, it's always in between whole numbers. So like a while ago, when I got long a while ago, where did I get long at? 55. After we hit the whole number, the 50, we pulled back. You can see it. So this is where I got my last entry. So we pushed up, we hit the 50 level, we hit it again, pulled back. Then once we started crossing back over the 50, we targeted the 75. So then as you can see again, we still struggled a little bit to get through those 70s. But I like to trade in between whole numbers. The same thing a while ago when we took this long above the 100 level. So usually we'll wait for it to hit the 100, pull back a little bit. Then as it's crossing back over, we try to get long. But since we didn't hit the 25 yet, I just took profit at 20 because I wasn't sure what kind of resistance we were going to get there. So oh, you longed the 300? Oh, heck yeah. If you wanted to be safe on that long, that pivot was probably your long spot. At least that would have been my long spot off of 35. And that's this gold line we have marked out. I trade off of Fibonacci pivots also. Fibonacci with a super trend indicator. So, uh-oh. That was the bottom of that super trend at 71 that we got stuck at earlier. That would have been a nice long spot too. So you could have taken that long off the 71, would have been your next, another level you could have taken long. But I take most of my trades around pivots too. So this is, and this is like you just put pivots on TradingView. And how I get my pivots, I use the Fibonacci pivot levels. I don't use the standard, which I'm pretty sure there's probably not much difference between the standard and those. So we can see. We can put the standard on and see what the difference is. Not a lot difference. So there was your 20 as a pivot at the 25. I'm not sure which one is the Fibonacci's and which one is the. So like I said, this is why we never long into the 25 or any whole number at that on the first hit. Now the second hit, sometimes I will do a long, you know, get long once we get above it. So a lot of times you'll hit the 25 level and you'll come back down to the 200 or the 100 level. So it looks like it pretty much went from 25 all the way back down to 200. So we also took a nice trade off of the support and resistance today. This was the long that we took earlier today, and this was based off the ES. We took this one during the My Funded Future stream for like 100 points. So basically, whenever we broke the long level this morning, that 75, we actually even took this long too this morning. We were actually in this long this morning also after all this consolidation that we went through. This was that big breakout that we had this morning. But during the My Funded Futures, we had this nice pullback into all this resistance level of 75. And we ended up taking this nice long day. This one paid over 100 points today on the NQ. So I'm assuming this is probably where we're heading back to once we get through the 65s here. Yeah, I took about 40 points out of that methodical. So we got two 20-point trades out of that. I know. Thanks for letting me know about the 49 sweep with the 58 recovery. Because I didn't really look at the newsletter today. I'm assuming we're going to 75 on the ES. Especially if we get through this consolidation and find support above 65. Oh, you're going to let it hold all night? I'm done trading for the night. Yeah, that's a methodical man, Devin. I guess he's holding the ES all night. He's got his stop loss at 75.27, and I guess he said he's going to hold it all night. So we're not jumping back in. What's up, Crash? How are you doing tonight? We're doing pretty good. Dude, whenever Asia's moving like this, man, it just seems so easy some nights. Yeah, I know. Look at methodical man showing off the diamond hands, holding it all night. That's platinum hands there, man. If you can hold a trade all night. Methodical, what's your entry on the ES? I want to say he was probably long from 58, Devin. Or Logan. Yeah, if you can. He just probably puts it where it has to be. I mean, that's just the way to play the ES. You just set it and forget about it. Yeah, I'm not very good at for leaving trades like that, man. I'll take scalps off those type of like recovery trades, but that's about it. So we may still get a big move on the NQ if the ES can continue pushing up to 75. Yeah, but it's probably only a micro or two, Logan. So let's just say 10 bucks times 30. Yeah, it's only probably 300 bucks. Or maybe even one micro. I'm not sure if he's adding in or not. So it may only be 150 bucks. I'm not sure how heavy he went in. I'm pretty sure it's not a mini. I could be wrong though. I don't think it's a mini. I thought he said a micro or two earlier. Because what is that for a mini? That's insane. 30 points for a 50 bucks. That's $1,500. So you would have to have at least $150,000 account. So nice, Harry. Another 600 bucks. Dude, everybody's doing good tonight, man. See how we got that second push above the whole number there after hitting it the first time? So here's the first 25 touch here. Pull back 200. And then the second push is a lot of times where you'll see me get long. And just look for 10 points in a runner. Like I said, I'm not grabbing. Yeah, so he's not in it way over leverage. I'm pretty sure he's just in it a micro or two. I'm not sure if he added once we swept the 49 and recovered the 48. And this thing could just continue going up all night for the non-farm payroll, but who knows? Should get some crazy movement tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning for anybody. I don't ever play news anymore, so, but I don't mind getting on here watching the non-farm payroll, but I won't take any trades. You took your account to 153,200. Oh, nice. Oh, man. Oh, excuse me. I'm probably just going to hang out for a few more minutes, guys. It's already 10:30, and we're going to be back up early in the morning to be streaming again. So, yeah, I don't ever trade news anyway, so that doesn't bother me. The last time I've done news stuff, it's usually on earnings. So I've been seeing a lot of talk about the what is it, the SpaceX stock. I wonder how much that's going to move the market. Kind of, I mean, I don't think it'll do like Nvidia, but it could be a little bit of market mover. Kind of like the Apple and whenever like Apple and Microsoft and Google and all them release their numbers. Let's see what kind of pullback this is. So we are at the 50% pullback. For those two, I was thinking we may go to 75. That 75 area has been like key levels all week long. All right, guys, that's going to be the end of it for me tonight. We've been on here for about 2 hours and taken quite a bit of trades tonight, more than usual. But you know, it's not very often that we get this kind of movement in Asia market. I think you're lucky to only get this maybe like what 3 or 4 times a month. It seems like the rest of the time, you know, if you're new to Asia market, most of the time we only get like 30, 40 points if we're lucky. So if you're green already tonight and you are lucky enough to get some big moves out of this, man, I would save my stuff for Friday. Have a little bit of buffer for Friday to trade on. Good way to start out Friday in the green. I know we just may trade this eval tomorrow along with the fundeds instead of the other accounts. This way, since we're already up $300, we got $300 of profit that we can do. But what I was trying to do with this account to see if I can completely pass it only in the Asia market, and we're up 750 total, so we're about halfway there. We were almost about to pass this a few weeks ago, then we ended up getting ourselves caught in drawdown and blowing an account in the Asia market. I think I blow more accounts in Asia market than I do in the New York session. That's what it feels like sometimes. And that's only because I'll find myself in these crazy drawdown type moves and I'll keep DCAing in it and it'll end up messing up my account. So it's weird. Like I will hardly ever mess up blow up accounts in the New York session, but Asia market, I don't know what it is with the Asia market. That's why I'm always too nervous to trade funded accounts in the Asia market, Logan. So I was like, I don't know. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. You should put the daily stop loss. So true. I should do that. But thank you guys for watching. Everyone have a wonderful night. And good luck the rest of the night, guys. So, unless you're green, take the night off, relax. Yeah, I have noticed that the market has been doing really big pullbacks in the nighttime. So, thank you guys. Everyone have a wonderful evening.